Sports presents coverage of high school boys basketball. Tonight it's a top 10 Class 4A matchup as the Wayzata Trojans, ranked 8th in the state, take on number 1 Hopkins. From Wayzata High School in Plymouth, John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson for tonight's telecast. Second of what could be 3 meetings between these teams. Ryan, this Hopkins team, very good. They're very deserving of being number 1.
Yeah, they're very good. We just saw their number 1 girls team prevail on the road, and this Hopkins team, I mean, they got great size, great talent. They got great guards. But I'll tell you what I love about them is their defense. I think when they're engaged, they play as good a defense as anyone in the state, and they just have a lot of weapons too. They shoot the ball well, but they crash the boards. They just do everything well. They're relentless too.
Wayzata 17-8. This is actually their last regular season game of the year. Then they've got a week off. Playoffs will start the week after next, so they'll have some time to sharpen up what isn't going well. But overall, good season for Coach Schnetler's team, and they've been at state representing this section the last 2 seasons.
Well, and they play such a great brand of offense. They could put so much pressure on you, John. They drive and kick. They shoot the ball so well. You can never relax defensively against Wayzata. And I think when they're at home, if they can really get that crowd behind them, hit a couple early threes, that's going to propel them, and I would expect a very, very tight game tonight.
Let's look at our key players, starting with Hopkins. Zeke Nashi has been a load for anyone to stop. He really went off against Wayzata when they played at the Lindbergh Center 3 weeks ago, headed to the University of Arizona next year.
Well, and he's just a phenomenal player. He's my leading vote getter right now for Mr. Basketball. I just love how he competes. I love his attitude. He's a very unselfish player, too. And you might say, well, to score 40, you have to be a little selfish. I think he can do that almost every game, but he gives up good shots for great shots. He's powerful, he's quick, he's finesse, he can shoot. He's a handful and a load, and he's going to give Wayzata some trouble tonight.
Well, it's senior night here at Wayzata. Luke Paulson, one of the seniors, is being introduced. Really had a great career and having a very good season for the Trojans.
I just love how he plays. He is fearless. And a couple weeks ago, I was here watching him play against Eden Prairie, and guess who made the final shot to win that? Luke Paulson. He seems to always have the ball in his hands when the game is on the line, and he's come through time and time again. And I just love how he's just fearless, John, and he's going to have a big night. He's going to have to shoot the ball really well tonight.
Well, and that's the key for the Trojans, right? They got to shoot the ball well to be able to combat the size of Hopkins.
Well, and that's the thing. You got the length and athleticism of Hopkins, and you got great guard play, great pressure, great shooting of Wayzata. And so if they can extend Hopkins, pull him out, and attack and force help and drive and kick and knock shots down, Wayzata can beat anyone in the state. If they struggle shooting, then it's hard for them to score with some of these elite teams like Hopkins.
Now, it should be a fun one, though. Hopkins, Wayzata high school boys basketball comes your way live on CCX right after this timeout.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
The crowd tonight at Wayzata High School as we get ready for number 1 Hopkins, number 8 Wayzata. Lake Conference boys game tonight on CCX. Brian mentioned off the top, Hopkins girls defeating Wayzata, so they finished the regular season unbeaten, 26-0. Wayzata with just 2 losses, both to Hopkins at 24-2. We'll talk more about that game. You'll leave the starters for tonight's boys game for the Hopkins Royals. And their starters, Andy Stanford, a 6'4 senior, Zeke Naji, a 6'11 senior, Dean Zimmer, a 6'8 senior, Jalen Deering, 6'8 senior, Kerwin Walton, the only underclassman, a 6'5" junior. And for the Wayzata Trojans, Jacob Benega, 5'11 senior, Luke Paulson, a 6' senior, Keaton Heidi, 6'3" senior, and then 2 youngsters, Cody Williams, 6' sophomore, and Camden Heidi, a 6'5" freshman, but already varsity veterans and as a 9th grader and a 10th grader.
Well, and he got some action last year as an 8th grader too, and I think that's paying dividends because he's really confident this year. When I've watched Wayzata play, he's been a big part of their success. And you know, you talk about Hopkins girls. I mean, unreal to go on the road against number 2, to win that easily. They were just very, very impressive, and now their boys team coming to try to duplicate that effort tonight. And this is a great energy, great crowd, a lot of fun to be a part of this broadcast.
First for Hopkins and a guard this evening.
The starters being introduced out on the court. Wayzata comes in with a record of 17 and 8 and 5 and 2 in the Lake Conference. Hopkins 21 and 3, 5 and 1 in Lake Conference games. Trojans haven't been great as of late, Ryan. I mean, they play with very good teams, but they're just 3 and 4 in their last 7 games, starting with the loss to Hopkins on February 1st.
I think they've battled with a little inconsistency this year, and again, a lot of that is predicated when you rely so much on outside shooting. You're just not going to shoot the lights out every single night. So that's why I think, Camden Heide is so important, because he can get to the rim. He's athletic. Same with Cody Williams. And the other thing, too, is Jacob Benninga, who we've talked about for years, is a great player, great athlete. When he plays well and he's aggressive and he's scoring the basketball, too, Wayzata seems to really, really thrive. A big crowd tonight, senior night, so it's kind of the nerves are going. It's a doubleheader. It's a Friday night, bad weather coming. Everyone's packed in the gym, so who can settle down, as I always say, who just can settle down and relax and play basketball, get that first shot to fall. And I'll tell you, three-point shooting, John, is contagious. So if Wayzata can get an early three to drop, it generally is contagious.
There's Brian Schneller, fourth-year head coach for Wayzata. I mentioned back-to-back state tournament appearances for the Trojans after not reaching state since 1959 as a program. Hopkins very well aware of that, because they have been the victim both seasons of Wayzata winning Section 6 4A, and I think this is a group that is very determined to not let that happen a third season in a row.
Well, and Jay and I talked about it during the girl broadcast, is how much do you show in a game like this, right? Before the end of the season, I think there's always pride, and there's always, you want to win and you're going to play hard, but X's and O's wise, do you keep it sort of generic and save that for the playoffs, assuming that these two will meet again? Ken
Novak in his 30th year as head coach at Hopkins. Multiple state tournament appearances and championships for him throughout the years. And he got those gray hairs from having to try to figure out how to coach against you at Eden Prairie all those years ago, right?
I'll tell you, it's so funny. You talk to Coach Novak, and they could be ranked #1 in the country and have the best team, and he still acts like it's a challenge. He doesn't know if his team can do it, and he keeps his kids humble, and he's as hard of working and as smart of a coach as there is around. Coach Snetler, a phenomenal coach for Wayzata, too. So two excellent head coaches here tonight.
And we are underway with the Royals in white with the opening possession of the game. Kerwin Walton to Dane Zimmer. Back out high, it's Jalen Deering, guarded by Cody Williams.
Oh, boy.
Crossover move. Walton steps up. Good look at the basket. Shot didn't go. And the rebound by Benninga.
That was an explosive move. I know he didn't make it, but also a great rebound by Benninga. See how high he got for that one?
Left side three. Good shooter is Camden Heide. This one didn't go, and the rebound to Deering. He'll push it ahead. Now give it off to Andy Stafford. Mid-range jumper for him. Not good. And rebounded by Williams. He'll push it for the Trojans. Whips it down to the post, then back out to Paulson. From 14, a little short, rebound by Najee.
I love, though, that Luke didn't settle for the three. He did a couple hard dribbles, and I think if Wayzata can get something to the rim and force Hopkins to come out and defend him to the three-point line, that's going to be a big part of it.
Jalen Deering with the first points of the game. Gets Hopkins on the board. Deering averages 10.5 points a game.
And he's capable of putting 20 or more up, too. He's a very good scorer. He's got incredible footwork, great first step, too, as he showed on that explosive move.
We talk about Najee and his incredible talent. Oh, what a great baseline drive by Camden Heide to get Wayzata on the board.
And that's the thing. You can see Najee's guarding him, and he's got to go at Zeke Najee, force Zeke to play defense, maybe even get in foul trouble, too.
Shot from the corner, short on three is Deering, and rebounded by Williams. Camden Heide, shot fake there. Then his older brother Keaton. Another senior on this team, Paulson, deep three ball off the back iron. And a rebound by Zimmer. I was starting to say that because Najee's the big point getter, but you look at the scoring totals for Hopkins, and it's very similar for Wayzata. A lot of balance. There's a lot of guys capable of putting the ball in the hole, as Kerwin Walton does here for Hopkins.
I tell you, he's a big-time college basketball recruit. He is so good. He's got a great basketball body, too. He's 6'5", he's long, but he's strong. He can shoot, explosive, too. And that time you see him one hard dribble, gets all the way to the rim. Beautiful move.
Now Minnesota, one of the many schools after him. 4-2 Hopkins. We're in the opening 3 minutes of play. John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson tonight on this Friday at Wayzata High School. Keaton Heide, three ball is good for Wayzata.
That's bigger than just the 3 points. Obviously, gets them the lead. It's a big shot, but I think if they could see that ball go in the rim and shoot with confidence, they are a completely different team.
Walton trying to step through Williams, and he traveled.
It looked like he kind of a Euro step there, trying to go through the defenders. Good help defense there. And here you can see the three-pointer by Heide. Nice pass. Make that defense rotate and get a nice open look, and buries it.
Ken Novak talking with one of the officials. I'm not sure what this is about. Coach Novak pretty animated about something. All right. We're back to playing. It's 5-4. Wayzata with the lead and the basketball. Williams.
Yep.
And travel on that side.
Oh, they get an illegal screen up top.
You're
I
right,
think they're going to
foul
get Keaton Heide.
Wayzata foul number 13, Keaton
Yep.
Heide.
That is our first foul of the game. Deering puts it on the floor, take it hard, and then give it to Walton. Najee will put up a three and hit.
So difficult to defend him if he's not getting that outside jump shot down. He's got such great length, great extension too. You're not going to block his shot. And if he's making that, you have to come out and guard him, and then he can blow by you with some quickness. He's a phenomenal player.
Williams out on the right wing. A runner up and in for Cody Williams.
Great patience. They got Dane Zimmer and a switch there, and I like Cody Williams didn't settle for a jump shot. He took a couple hard dribbles, got a beautiful floater in there too.
Walton down low. Dane Zimmer there, can't finish. Rebound Keaton Heide.
It was a good look, and you kind of forget about Dane Zimmer because of just the unbelievable talent on the rest of the team, but he's a great player, works hard, and very capable of scoring down in the post.
Paulson and Camden Height had already made a cut, and that pass sails behind him. First substitutions of the night are for Wayzata. Jacob Wildermuth, 6'3" junior. Connor Hale, a 5'11" senior, number 3, and as well for Wayzata. Tied at 7. Najee out to Walton. Miss. Zimmer rebounds, back out. Walton's floater, back iron, not good. Rebounded by Benega. He'll push it ahead for the Trojans. Nice crossover move there by Benega, then gets it out. Williams missed the shot. Rebounded by Najee, and then Hale takes it away from him. Keaton Heide drives in, lost it for a moment. Shot well short by Wildermuth, then rebounded by Walton for Hopkins. Here's Zimmer to the corner. Stanford. Deering, 3 is good.
Just great patience that time on offense. No one forcing it. Deering comes off, realizes defender's hands are down, and when those hands are down, what do? You got to shoot. He elevates and knocks down a 3. He's had a nice start here, 5 early points.
Off the glass, Benega unable to bank it in. Walton will back it out a step. Hands off Zimmer and Najee. Puts it on the deck. Off to Walton, the 3. That one won't go. Zimmer, strong rebound. Back out. Deering three.
Oh,
That's good.
You know, that's the kind of Hopkins play right there. It exemplifies what they do. Great offense. Walton misses the three. Dane Zimmer, the hustle play, the great offensive rebound, kicks it out. And Deering with 8 early points.
The ball movement here by the Trojans. Hale into the paint. Off to Wilmuth. Short again on the jumper. And rebounded by Stafford. Into the hands of Najee, who hasn't had a march. Oh, and he explodes to the basket and slams it home.
They call that the John Jacobson right there. Look at his quick footwork. Goes left on the baseline with the right-hand jam. That was a monster play.
Benniga's shot won't go. Najee rebounds. Off to Deering and slips out of bounds. Last touch by Williams.
You know, too, you take a look at this dunk. Watch that fake and look him go up, finish with the right hand, head at the rim. That's an unbelievable athletic play. But I sense Wayzata is able, with their foot speed and their quickness, to get that first step. But the length of Hopkins, I think, is kind of forcing them to either pull up or take floaters, not keep going all the way in for a layup.
Raekwon Valentin, 6'3" senior, number 13, in for Hopkins now, their first substitution. Here's Zimmer in the paint. Work it out to Najee, to Valentin. Zimmer left corner. Into Najee, catches down low and slams home 2 more.
Wow.
And a timeout for Wayzata. Hopkins on a 10-0 run.
That was an excellent
My
pass.
goodness,
I thought
was
that
violent.
Didn't you think that pass was getting thrown away? And all of a sudden, Najee goes way up and gets it. And I think he even got up higher. Watch him go get this right there. Oh, man. He's got that combination of speed and quickness, and then the power right there. That's a big-time play. There's a reason he's going to Arizona, John.
Right.
He's showing it. There's also a reason why he had 40-plus points the first meeting. There's just no one on Wayzata size-wise that can match up. And that's where the shooting of Deering and Walton come in, because how do you necessarily double when you got other guys that are also very capable? So I think that's what makes Hopkins so difficult to defend, is they really have great balance inside and out.
Najee with 7 points, Deering with 8, Walton the other 2 so far for the 17 that Hopkins has put up here in the first 7+ minutes. So what does Wayzata do to counter? They got to get some shots to fall on the offensive end for one thing.
Coach Schnettler is very, very good out of timeouts and running set plays, getting a set look. And if I'm them, I got to come out. I got to get a good look here. You want to get a shot to fall, calm down. And again, when you can shoot the ball really well, and you see the floor a little bit slippery out there, they're drying it up. You know, you're 2 or 3 possessions away from being right back into this game. So you calm everyone down, you just start playing basketball. You got to figure out defensively, you know, what are we going to take away? A team like Hopkins, you can't take away everything, but you got to take something away. And right now, everyone on every cylinder is hitting for Hopkins. So defensively, you got to come out. And I think when you play Hopkins too, John, is change things up a little bit. Try to get them out of a rhythm. Go zone, then man-to-man. You know, change your zones up. Pick up full court. Whatever you got to do to try to get a team like Hopkins out of their rhythm.
Carter Bjerke's number 32. He came in possession
Nice
to go.
pass,
Oh, great passing. Paulson to Benniga for his first basket tonight.
And that's what you got to do. I think you got to attack the rim and be aggressive. Force Hopkins to extend their defense. If they know all you're going to do is shoot threes, it's easy to defend. But if you add the drive in there, then you become very hard.
Hashi caught it, lost it, able to tip it out to Valentin. Missed on the 3, rebounded by Benniga. Another senior here on senior night. A great career he's had. All-time leading scorer now in Wayzata boys basketball history. Paulson's 3 comes out.
That's a great extra pass, too. And Paulson got a wide open look. And from where we're sitting, it looked dead on, just rimmed in and out.
Andre Gray's number 21. Passes off to Zimmer. Valentin, Hale defensively on him. Backs it out. Najee comes up. He'll shoot another 3. Missed it. And the rebound to Paulson.
You know, and if you're going to give anything to Zeke Najee, it's that outside jump shot. And if he makes it, he's impossible to defend.
Hamden Heidi, good look on a three from the corner, missed. Najee rebounds.
You know, those 6 points that rimmed in and out, you know, and those two go down, this is a 2-point game right now. So again, if you're Wayzata, you're not far.
Through the hands of Walton, but Valentin hustles and gets the loose ball. Down low, Najee, and a power up, and one.
You know, and with a guy like Zeke Najee, you have to, two hands, make sure when you foul him that he does not get that shot off. He's so strong and long that you can't let him get that shot off, get a 3-point play. They do a great job, John. Watch him collapse in there. They got their hands there, and that's where if you got to foul him, you got to wrap him up so he cannot get that shot off.
Eddie Bennigan, sophomore guard, number 5, in now for Wayzata. Najee, good free throw shooter, over 70% on the season, so you're not going to Ethan Happ him by trying to foul him down low.
You can tell just by how he releases, he's got a very nice shot, and I think of how much better it's gotten, even since, you know, beginning of last year. He's worked on it. He's become extremely hard to guard because he does not have a glaring weakness.
Paulson, Hamden Heidi, floater in the lane, missed, and Najee is there for the rebound.
Another thing, when you get down early too, you tend to force things a little bit, trying to get it all back. You just got to take it possession by possession if you're Wayzata. Stop by stop.
Najee on the block, Valentin back out, Stafford. Not good, Gray tried to get a hand on it, but it's in the hands of Hamden Heidi instead. Back for Paulson.
Stafford missed that, but wasn't that beautiful offense? I mean, the ball just kept moving, no dribbles.
Williams throws the shot up when we get a whistle. And a foul on Hopkins.
Hopkins, personal number 21, Andre Gray the second. That's his first.
Fouls on Gray, his first, team's first. Deering, Walton back in for Hopkins. Eddie Bennigan, drive, and ball stripped away from Wildermuth. Turnover Wayzata. Valentin back for the trailer, Najee, and out of the hands of Walton. Under 8 minutes to play, first half. Paulson with the steal. Back the other way for 2.
It's just great job getting his hand in the passing lane, using his body there to get a nice finish too.
And at the other end, boy, quickly to offense, and Stafford gets his first basket.
Those are the deflating type of plays, right? You get a great steal, transition basket, crowd gets a little bit of life, and then 2 seconds later, there's another easy layup for Hopkins the other way.
Stafford almost had one there, but Paulson got the ball, then floats it in for 2.
He plays with such poise and quickness, always under control though, and he knows right where he is. He's got a variety of shots too, just a beautiful floater.
Deering shot blocked by Keaton Heidi. Williams for Eddie Bennigan. The foul, and Eddie Bennigan will go to the line to shoot.
Well, and I like that. I like the cut by Eddie Bennigan. When they're attacking the basket, I think they're really, really good. Watch this block too by Keaton Heidi. Beautiful block. You know, good athletes really on both teams. Keaton Heidi, of course, the quarterback for the football team. Jacob Bennigan, great safety and defensive back for the football team. So just some excellent athletes on both teams.
Zimmer back in. Najee will get a rest for Hopkins. Eddie Bennigan makes the first free throw. He's a 70% free throw shooter on the season. Second one also good. Jacob Bennigan back in, Paulson out. No pressure by Wayzata. Back it off now as Deering brings it up against Williams. Kerwin Walton Drives baseline, lost his balance. We get a blocking foul on Wayzata.
Does he have a quick crossover or what? Wow.
Wayzata foul number 5.
Eddie Bennigan will draw the foul. Yeah, that was a nice move, wasn't it? 13 foul on Wayzata, just 2 on Hopkins so far. Royals by 7. Zimmer double team with the block. Has to go back out with it. Nobody to pass it to. Turnover for Hopkins.
You know, and I think you give Wayzata credit too. They're just kind of slowly. They're not trying to get it all back at once here. And a couple of nice stops on defense and get this game in here to 7 points.
Najee in, Valentin out for Hopkins. Trojans with the basketball. They've trailed by as many as 11, down by 7 here. Williams with a nice move, then his pass gets deflected out of bounds. Confer on who it was off.
You know, as they do that, Cody Williams, I mean, great crossover. I'd like to see him finish that at the rim. He's a good athlete too, with just the length. He go right through that, go into contact. He's very explosive. I'd like to see him try to finish that one at the rim.
And that's going to stay with Wayzata. Camden Heidi back in. He'll inbound here. Keaton. Eddie Bennigan. Drive, and his pass picked off. It's Deering trying to take it hard at the basket. Can't finish. Najee misses on the dunk follow-up. Back come the Trojans. Camden Heidi for Keaton Heidi. One extra step traveling.
That was about as exciting of a miss as you might see in high school basketball. Nice job by Deering, at least getting to the rim, putting that pressure on the interior defense, and it opens up those rebounding lanes for Zeke Najee, and he almost had a spectacular dunk putback.
Paulson back in for Wayzata. Walton can't get by Bennigan. It's into the hands of Stafford. Hand off to Deering. High off the glass, up and in.
Yeah, he's been efficient tonight too, and he's done it from all different ways, hitting threes, a couple of nice drives there, a nice little floater on the left side. He's been great tonight offensively.
Keaton Heidi, great backdoor. Bennigan, partially blocked. Follow-up is up and in. Deering got a piece of the first shot, but Jacob Bennigan stays with it and scores.
Well, that's what I mean by Wayzata is so hard to guard. Bennigan, a very good shooter. You're sprinting to keep up with him, and bam, it backdoor. And he did a nice job. He got the initial shot blocked, but stayed with it.
Deering trying to get it down to Zimmer, and it's picked off by Keaton Heidi.
Great ball pressure, too, by Cody Williams. That's really what got that turnover.
Bennigan misses on the 3. Najee rebounds. Walton to Najee. Back to Walton. Deering. Stafford. Zimmer. We're going to move the ball around here on this possession. And then Stafford will pull up. Mid-range shot, not good. Get contact underneath between Heidi and Najee. I think we're going to get a foul on Keaton Heidi. Coach Stetler didn't like that call. That'll be the second on Keaton Heidi. He's got to come out.
See if we
can watch 13 and 22 here.
I don't know, physical, and you applaud Keaton Heidi just for the effort, right? You're boxing out someone that's significantly taller and longer. And
Andy Stafford just scored a moment ago. The 9-point lead now for Hopkins. Paulson will take it to the basket. Man. Oh, what a move, and he scores.
Yeah, beautiful display of ball handling, quickness. And how about the length there to finish on the other side, too?
Zimmer over and back.
Watch this ball handling right here. I thought he was going to finish underneath. And, I like what Luke Paulson's doing. When he gets Dane Zimmer on him, he's trying to attack, knowing he's probably got the quickness matchup on that. And doing a nice job not settling for threes, but getting to the rim as well.
Down low it goes. A great pass from Bierke. Heidi unable to finish, but Benega is there and gets the offensive board and put back.
Again, great back door. So hard to defend that. And what happens is the rest of the defense collapses, allowed Benega there to get an offensive rebound and finish it.
26-21. Najee.
Oh, beautiful
Oh, and
pass.
Zimmer able to finish on the reverse.
Well, Najee just draws so much attention as a defender. You're just trained to naturally look at him and maybe help double team. And Zimmer, instead of staying put, does a nice job of getting open.
Boy, another blow by Paulson for a layup.
Yeah, he looks quick tonight. Very explosive. And he's such a good three-point shooter, too. They're just not settling. And that's been the difference here the last couple minutes. They're getting to the rim.
Kerwin Walton over Benega scores.
And you couldn't have played better defense. It's just great offense sometimes beats great defense. And when you got that height and that length, you're able to shoot over the top.
Paulson, long three, way short and out of bounds. Williams back in for the Trojans and Valentin for the Royals.
Cody Williams, number 22 for Wayzata, check out.
(30-23). Hopkins leads. Walton go to the rim, and then Najee able to follow up on the miss.
Najee with the cutback.
Back to a 9-point advantage for Hopkins. Paulson. Williams, three is good.
Nice drive and kick. Again, it all starts with that penetration. And Hopkins, having to respect Wayzata getting to the basket. The defense collapsed, and that's when they get nice open looks.
Zimmer, too strong. Najee scored, and a foul.
Seek Najee for two.
He's just got a great nose and knack for the ball, John. Obviously, he's got that kind of length, too, but Dane Zimmer, watch him drive into the basket here. Great pick and roll. Watch the defense come over, and right there you can see for Wayzata, Connor Hale, number 3, you got to get inside of Zeke Najee and try to put a body on him, make him go over the back. If he's able to get good position with his length at this level, there's just nothing you can do about it.
Missed on the free throw, but as you saw the graphic, already 14 points for the senior in this game. 8-point Hopkins lead, under 2 to go. Benega lets the three fly, not good. Najee rebounds. Just 2 made threes so far for Wayzata.
Well, that's the thing, too, with Hopkins and their length and rebounding. A lot of times it's just one shot, and that's it. You don't see a lot of offensive rebound.
Walton just lost his balance and traveled.
We call that he almost pulled a Zion right there.
Lost his shoe, at least didn't blow through it.
At least they're not Nike, they're Adidas. Yeah. At home you're watching that, you're like, well, how can you not run? I'll tell you, it's really slippery when you only got that one shoe. You cannot plan, so it's not an easy thing to do, and you want to make sure those things are double laced because your shoe comes off, it's very, very hard to move.
Williams back to Benega for 3. Jacob Benega with his first 3. He's got 9 points. Back to a 5-point game.
And you see how Wayzata becomes contagious. That drive and kick. And they see one guy knock it down. All of a sudden, they all get confident, and they really can begin to really shoot the ball well.
Zimmer down low for Najee.
That's a great play. Najee's going to get the points, but Dane Zimmer made that play. Great penetration. And I think if you're Wayzata, you want to make Dane Zimmer beat you, not Zeke Najee.
Paulson, backdoor, Camden, Heidi, and a foul on Zimmer, and Heidi will go to the line for 2.
Again, that dribble penetration, that defender turns her head for a second. Automatic backdoor for the Trojans. They've had a couple of nice plays out of that. And here it's going to lead to 2 free throws.
They throw in and out for Heidi. Hale in for Paulson for Wayzata. Heidi, the team's third leading scorer of 13 points per game. It's 1 out of 2. Under a minute to play, first half. Najee, 2 more.
Yeah, and I think Wayzata's going to have to try to defend him a little differently. They're fronting him, but the problem is he's so long that they throw it over, and he can just catch and turn, and he's right at the rim.
Camden Heidi will explode, missed the shot, and missed another try. Walton gathers in the loose ball. Then the pass tipped, but it comes to Valentin and into the front court to Zimmer. Now to Walton on final 25 seconds here of the first half. Jalen Deering down to 15 to play. Valentin into the hands of Najee. Final 10 seconds. Walton fakes the 3, puts it on the floor. Open. We're going to have an offensive foul on Kerwin Walton. Well defended. Walton. Offensive foul gives Wayzata one last chance at points here with 3.8 seconds to go. Stafford in, replacing Walton. Williams to get it in. Flanagan with a shot, comes off. And we are at the end of the first half. Hopkins leading at 38-30. Most of that first half, the lead up to 11, but the lead between 5 and 10 most of that first half. Let's go down to Ryan now, standing by with Ken Novak Jr.
I got to suit you up, man. You be staying in front a little bit. We're not staying in front.
You need a fat, chubby white guy to get out there? I could do it.
I think you could do it. I really do.
Hey, Coach, just watching Zeke Najee there, you got to be pleased with how you guys are getting him the ball and how great he is down by the basket.
He's very efficient. He's very efficient. We just got to, I thought we had good movement early. As the game went on, we started to lose some of our movement. We got to keep that.
Last quick question. I know you want to take away the three-pointer with them. They got some penetration there. What do you do defensively?
The penetration's what's killing us. That's what's giving them their 3. So we got to stop that penetration. Paulson's a guy that we don't seem to be able to match up with him much. He's getting to the hole, and he's either scoring or kicking it out. But they got 3 guys that are as quick as heck, so it's a tough matchup for us.
Are you having fun?
I always have fun.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Yep. Back to you, John.
All right, thanks very much. We'll hear from Coach Stetler before the start of the second half. It is Hopkins 38, Wayzata 30. High school boys basketball on CCX. We're back with more right after this timeout.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Halftime boys basketball. Hopkins leading Wayzata by a score of 38-30. Down on the floor right now, the Wayzata dance team being recognized for their state championships last weekend. The Wayzata team won both the Jazz and the high kick divisions in Class 3A. The team's 12th, or the program's 12th and 13th championships in dance history. They got the state championship hardware down there, and congratulations on these young ladies for all the work they put in to make their dance team successful and the best in the state this year, not just one of the best as they seemingly are year in and year out, but they will get to bring home the championship hardware here to Wayzata, and nice recognition here at halftime of this game tonight. Congratulations to all of these girls. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back with some more of our intermission. Hopkins leading Wayzata. High school boys basketball coverage from Lake Conference play continues after this timeout.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Hopkins on top of Wayzata, looking for a season sweep in the regular season of the Trojans, having won 90-80 at the Lindbergh Center in Minnetonka 3 weeks ago. Let's go to highlights from the first half of play. For the most part, it's been Hopkins in the lead in this game. Good early basket here for Camden Heidi for his only field goal of the first half. It's a guy that I'm sure they'd like to get going. Keaton Heidi with the three, one of just 3 made three-pointers by Wayzata in the half. Great dish off from Paulson to Jacob Benega for the layup there. The Hopkins end. We go to steal first here for Paulson and putting in 2 more of his first half 8 points. Now for Hopkins.
Great block.
Blocked there by Keaton Heidi. And Paulson with the reverse layup for 2.
I thought he was spectacular in that first half.
Benega for a three-pointer. Has made 3, made it to his 9 points. Now the Hopkins highlights. Ignaji with the outside 3, but most of his points of course, have come down low. Jalen Deering can shoot the outside ball.
He really got him started there, too, early in the half.
Kerwin Walton missed on the 3. Dane Zimmer kicks it back out. Another Deering 3.
Yeah, he had double figures, too, 10 in the first half.
And then Naji exploding and finishing with the dunk. And then Zimmer and then Naji, one step and another jam.
Just great footwork, too, to not travel. He didn't even have to put the ball on the ground. Just beautiful footwork. What a tough shot, too. Great defense. Just even better offense.
Walton with that basket. And Naji, a little putback of the miss. As we look at our scoring leaders for the first half, Naji leading the way for Hopkins, 18 points. Deering, 10. Stafford and Walton, 4 apiece. Jacob Benega, 9. Luke Paulson, 8. Cody Williams, 5 for Wayzata. They trail it by 8. We'll hear from Coach Schneller's thoughts on what needs to change in the second half.
Yeah, first couple minutes are going to be key, right? If Wayzata down 8, if they can get a stop, get a 3, get some of the energy back in this place, and then game on for the second half. The worst thing that can happen is they come out, a couple turnovers, dunked by Zeke Naji, another 3 for Hopkins. All of a sudden that 8-point lead turns into 16.
38-30, Hopkins on top of Wayzata. More basketball coverage from Wayzata on CCX after this.
think getting dumped by text is harsh, try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Some of the fans on hand here tonight at Wayzata High School. Joint high school boys basketball varsity doubleheader. Hopkins girls, ranked number 1 in the state, who defeated Wayzata girls earlier, and now it's the boys with Hopkins up 8 at halftime. The Royals boys ranked number 1 in 4A. Prior Lake is second. Park Center ranked 3rd right now. Eastridge, Lakeville North, Shakopee, Edina having a very good season. They beat Wayzata fairly handily here the last time these teams played not long ago. Wayzata then ranked 8th, Creighton-Durham Hall, and Chaska ranked 10th. Let's go back to Ryan with Ryan Schnettler.
Thanks, John. Coach, down 8 at half.
We can play a lot better than we are, and we're fronting the post on Najee. He's doing a really good job. They're doing a really good job of getting into him. It creates some problems on the old boards. He's getting a lot of them, but we can make a lot more shots, and we can cut a little better on offense, and I think we'll do that.
I thought offensively, when you guys started attacking the rim, everything really opened up there.
It starts with our cutting. If we cut, we open gaps, and then we can get to the rim. And we're really good at getting to the hoop. We got a lot of guys that can do it. We just got to make sure we take Najee away so he doesn't not there to protect it.
How fun is this senior night, Friday night, number 1 team in the state here visiting you? How much fun are you having?
Our guys are loving this. It's a lot of fun.
Good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for both coaches for taking a few moments with us here tonight at halftime. So Wayzata with some work to do here as we get ready for the start of the second half. But they've been in this position before against and Hopkins, and certainly capable of coming back if they can do some of the things that Coach Schnettler talked to Ryan about.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they try something different to defend Zeke Najee, or again, it kind of goes back to what you and I talked about, John, is maybe do they save what they really are going to try for that maybe potential third-round matchup?
Nobody in foul trouble. Keaton Heidi with 2, Kerwin Walton with 2 fouls, but that's it. Nobody else with more than 1 on a great play to start the half. And Keaton Heidi gets fouled after the pass from Benga.
I'll tell you, Coach Schnettler said we got to cut better. How about that? Right off the bat, looks like it's going to be a screen and roll. And instead, Heidi, great backdoor cut, nice feed, and he's able to get fouled. When you consistently do those backdoor cuts, it's one thing to be able to cut. It's the other as a ball handler to be able to take ball pressure and still deliver that pass. But man, is it hard to defend when you don't know what the offense is going to do? It puts you back on the heels instead of being the aggressor.
Keaton Heidi makes both for the night. Wayzata 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Hopkins just there twice. They're 1 of the 2. So a quick 2 points for Wayzata to get them started here in the second half. Zimmer to Walden, fights for control of the ball with Williams and then lost it. And a turnover for Hopkins. So good start for Wayzata. Granted, only 25 seconds in, but.
No, but it's huge. Getting off to a couple good possessions. You get a stop, a turnover on one end, free throws on the other. If they can convert here, could potentially be down to a 1-possession game. And that's what you want. You want it to stay close. You want this crowd to be able to feed off of the way you're playing.
Great drive by Camden Heidi, and Najee comes across and blocks it.
That was a great, strong move. He's got to finish with the left hand there. Instead, he brought it back to his right, and Zeke Najee's length able to block that.
Walton in the hands of Andy Stafford. Lob it down to Najee. Finds Walton in the corner. Deering, Zimmer down low. Oh, and Heidi, nice defensive play to get a piece of that ball.
Well, that was a beautiful play. He's given up a couple inches down there too and just kept battling and fighting, able to get the block.
Camden Heidi long on the corner three, rebounded by Zimmer. Deering wants to take it himself, forces contact on Paulson and draws the foul.
Well, it's just brilliant, smart offensive play. You go into the contact, and more often than not, the referee's going to reward you, even if you're the one that's initiating that contact. Yep, smart play.
Deering, first time at the free throw line tonight, 70% free throw shooter on the season. First one is good. Second foul try also up and in. First 2 points for Hopkins on the board here in the second half. Deering's trying to get a steal, couldn't do it. Camden Heidi to the rim. Foul by Zimmer, and he'll go to the line for two.
Nice, strong, aggressive move, right? You see Hopkins overplaying, trying to get steals in those passing lanes, and that time Camden Heidi able to keep it. Excuse me, Keaton Heidi. And went strong, almost got a three-point play out of it, but at least draw the foul. He's going to shoot 2 more free throws here in the second half.
Misses on the first try. Senior will get one more. Second one good.
You know, and that's another thing. You can soften a defense up by attacking them and getting some fouls. Sometimes they're less likely to come after you if they know those fouls are being called.
Deering can't finish. Ball off Wayzata, though, and out of bounds still Royals basketball. Lob goes into Najee off the inbound, one step, and then he's at the basket.
You know, John, I watched him that whole play, and to see how hard he worked to get open, he cut hard, went through about 2 different bodies, kept fighting, and once he got it, still put himself in a great position. Nice move.
Williams to get to the basket and score.
And he's explosive and strong. You see how he's slithery, too. You see him get through 2 defenders to slide there for a layup.
Deering fouled by Williams.
I don't know what he could be upset about. There's definitely contact on that.
Walton off to Zimmer on the block and back out to Walton.
Nice
lob and a good play by Keaton Heidi. He's played a strong game defensively, hasn't he? Here's Williams with a free. Not good, and then Najee rebounds.
Oh, nice throw ahead.
To Zimmer, glass and good.
Yeah, he did a great job, Zimmer did. That's not easy for a big fella running in transition. Catch it over your head, take a dribble, avoid the contact, still able to finish. That was a really nice play. Harder than it looked.
Camden Heidi able to corral it, got it back out to Paulson. A bounce pass to Bennigan. Terrific finish for the senior guard.
Well, same thing. I mean, he's cutting hard to his right, has to catch while he's going left there and be able to turn his body and still finish. That was a beautiful play.
Stafford backs down Paulson, picks up a dribble and hands off to Najee. Stafford to the paint to Deering in the corner. Little spin move, has nowhere to go with it and traveled. Great defense by Jacob Benninga. Forced Deering into a travel.
That's the key. It's a lot of everything in basketball comes down to one-on-one defense. Can you keep the guy in front of you? If that guy's able to get by you, then help has to come and rotations get messed up. And I thought Hopkins in the first half was able to get that first step, force defenses to come over, and it allowed Zeke Najee to get offensive rebounds too.
Wildermuth and Hale in for Wayzata as Benega connects on a 3.
He shot that with a ton of confidence, too. Again, tough shot. He's hit 2 in a row. He's got 14.
Walton trying to answer with a 3. Can't. Zimmer rebounds. He got hit in the eyes. You could see when he came down with the ball, he wasn't going back out because he was stunned by the contact in the face there. Take a minute to compose himself here. We get a foul on Wayzata. Wildermuth his first. Take a look at that last Wayzata basket by Benega.
Yeah, that dribble handoff puts a lot of pressure on you too. And if you go underneath that screen, Benega or Paulson can hit that 3 right off of that dribble handoff.
Rebound the Najee turnaround is good.
Yeah. You know, his footwork is so good, so by the time he shoots his shot, John, it's an easy shot, right? You see a lot of guys take difficult shots. He gets his footwork so nice that it ends up being an easy shot.
Benega fouled on his hard drive to the basket.
Hopkins foul number 11, Andy Stafford.
Fouls on Stafford his first.
Oh, I'm going to say that was before the shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Valentin in for Hopkins here this first time in the second half. Almost out of bounds, but Hale able to corral it. Baseline and a blocking foul on Deering.
You kind of feel the intensity picking up a little bit too. It's a 6-point game. You see the kids are playing really, really hard. The crowds are getting into it on every call. This is what you love about high school basketball. 2 good teams and high intensity.
Williams pass for Hale. Fumbled. Wildermuth picked it up. Keaton Heide will put it on the floor. Tough shot up and in for Keaton Heide.
I was about to say it looked like he was a little out of control on that. I don't even know if he's got his eyes up to see where he was shooting, but great body control and great touch too, going that fast to be able to kiss it off the glass like that.
Walton gets fouled. Look at that last basket again.
What a tough angle too, and to shoot it over length like that. That was a really difficult shot by Keaton Heide. He's had himself a really nice ball game.
Fouls on Hale. That's his second. Najee. Valentin open, short on the 3. Stanford had a hand on it, can't corral it. And Bennigan's got the rebound.
That's just great toughness down low by Jacob Benega there, fighting for that.
Now he'll put up the 3, missed it, and it's out of bounds. So it stays a 4-point game. We only had 9 total fouls in the first half. Already 8 here, Ryan, in the first 5+ minutes of the second half. 4 on each side.
Well, I like it. Both teams are getting a little bit more physical.
Referee's going to come over and talk to Deering and Hale because they were already getting in some contact before the ball's even inbounded.
I like it. Neither kid backing down, neither team backing down. They're boxing out. They're fighting with each other and they're guarding each other full court. You love it.
Hopkins has maintained its lead. 11 points was their largest lead in the first half, almost intercepted by Hale, but Royals keep in, traveling on Walton. Wayzata has not been able to get closer than 4 yet in a long time. Camden Heide driving and then blocked from behind by Najee. And into the corner, Walton lost it. Heide back off, Wildermuth with the layup.
Nice shot by Heide. He gets his shot block, stays with it, fights for it, gets the ball. And a nice pass to his teammate Wildermuth who gets the layup. They cut it down to 2.
46-44. Deering, tough shot, not good. Follow-up won't go. Rebound by Wildermuth. Into the hands of Williams. Across, Camden Heide to the basket. Can't finish. That would have tied it up. Lob ahead, Valentin to Deering and one.
How about that? What a change there. You go from a potential tie on the layup by Heidi, and then just like that in transition down to Deering for the layup. You see Coach Snedler just begging for Heidi to get down and hustle. And he's gonna take a quick breather. That's a potential 5-point swing right there, John.
The foul's on Hale, his third. He'll come out now. And Deering does complete the 3-point play. That is huge.
Yep.
29-44. Referees talking now to Bierke and Najee. Hey, you don't want to get to the point, the officials, where it's getting chippy and out of hand. So they're trying to be a little proactive on these discussions with the players.
As a guy who loves basketball and loves competition, I think both these teams are just playing really hard. And they're not trying to give up an inch. They're attacking the basket.
Oh, my goodness, that basket by Williams.
What an athletic finish, too. And again, he's got great speed and quickness.
Valentin almost lost it, able to get it into the hands of Gray. Najee spinning, and he'll go to the line for two.
Well, he does a great job of sealing. He gets great position. And that time I thought Wayzata did a nice job. They collapsed and they fouled him, and they did not allow him to get that shot off. First half, they might have fouled him, but he would have gotten the 3-point play out of it here. Wow, good athleticism. See how far away Williams jumped too on that? He hung in the air, able to finish underneath with the right hand.
First foul shot not good for Najee. Deering back in for Valentin for Hopkins. Second one is good. Najee at his season average now with 23 points. 50-46 Royals. Just over 11 minutes to play in the second half. Number 1 Hopkins. Number 8 Wayzata. Najee with a block of Williams.
Yep.
He's like, well, you're not going to get another uncontested layup on us.
But and I love what Cody Williams is doing, taking it right at him. And so what? You got your shot blocked. It's still your ball.
Right.
You know, you love to put the pressure on like that, and you never know. Next time you shot fake, maybe you get a foul. But you got to be aggressive and attack them.
Away from the basketball, it's going to be whistled on Zimmer as Keaton Heidi hit the deck. That's 3 on Dane Zimmer.
First ball, Hopkins number 22, Dane Zimmer.
Eddie Benegetta inbound. Skip pass all the way across to Keaton Heidi as it's stripped right away from Zimmer. Gray ahead to Najee, stepping on Bierke. He's found to go to the line again.
Well, great step through there. How about just having that type of footwork at 6'11", right, in transition to be able to do a Euro step like that. But how about this play by Dane Zimmer, ripping the ball away on the steal there, getting ahead to Najee. And again, 6'11" in transition like that, that's pretty impressive.
First one up and in. Jacob Benega back in, along with Camden Heidi.
Camden Heidi and Jacob Benega back in for Wayzata.
Missed on the second one, but Stafford gets the rebound. Walton driving, offensive foul on Kerwin Walton. Keaton Heidi draws the charge.
That was a good, strong move
We're
by
going to talk about
Walton.
it.
Yeah, it's all going to depend where the defender was. And they switch it to a block. Yeah, you can see the arc there. Let's see. Oh, that was pretty close. You know, when you make a call like that, it's going to anger one team and one team's going to love it. And it's a great try by Keaton Heidi there to try to get there and take a charge. And an equally strong move by Kerwin Walton there to take it strong. And that's a close one. What do you think on that, JJ?
Yeah,
I mean, the rule is, I guess, if your foot's outside that lane, it's a block.
You're going to get Luke Paulson for that last fall, not Heidi. I don't know how that's possible, but sure looks like it was Heidi. But regardless, that's what they marked up on the board. Walton gets the 3-point play, and an 8-point game. Benega, strong drive and finish.
Yeah. You see how he cradled that ball going through traffic like that? And then finished with his arm fully extended, too, over a shot blocker. That was a big-time move.
Gray will put up a 3, way long, and rebounded by Camden Heidi. Here's Williams for Wayzata, and a steal by Deering.
The steal of the basket.
Deering now with 17 points. Williams across for Benega. Paulson. Drive, can't finish, chipping it out. Camden Heidi off the glass, that won't go. Ripped down by Najee.
And he's got quick hands too for his length. That was a great drive by Luke Paulson, finished with the left hand, just unable to get it to fall.
And a timeout here taken by Hopkins.
Timeout Hopkins.
Well, they're up by 8. Right, and Wayzata was so close to tying it at 46 all. And all of a sudden, a couple minutes later, now the Hopkins Royals are back up to 8.
Well, 2 plays. One, the potential of the 3-point play there, right? And then 2, coming down here, dribble handoff, ball gets stolen. Nice job anticipating by Jalen Deering, and he goes down in transition for a layup. So that's potentially 5 points right there.
The crowd tonight here on Wayzata, excuse me.
No, down 8, 10 minutes left, just under 10 minutes. That's nothing. That's very surmountable. And when you're talking to your team, you can't get an 8-pointer. You got to do it possession by possession, and you just think that's less than a point a minute. If you think of it that way, it doesn't seem like it's such a steep climb.
The regular season ends next Friday for boys basketball teams. Girls season ended tonight for teams, and section play will begin next week already. Hopkins will be the 1 seed and Wayzata the 2 seed in the 6-4A girls.
The season flew by this year, it feels like. The winter season, although weather-wise, it seems like
winter is not flying by weather-wise, though, is it?
Taking forever.
It's miserable the last month. Another little conversation between Deering and Hale and the referee. And we get the inbound from Gray to Deering.
Oh, nice set play.
Down low, Najee for 2.
It was a great set play. What it did is it established Najee down low with no help behind him. It was an easy lob, and all he had to do was turn and catch and finish. Beautiful set play out of that timeout.
He's got 26, and now the lead is 10. Keaton Heidi back out high to Paulson. Camden Heidi, skip pass across. Paulson will put it on the deck. It's past Gray. Najee gets the block. Gray had a foot on the baseline. Couldn't convert it to a turnover.
That's a tremendous block. That was a great move by Paulson, and he put a little extra arc on that, a little floater, and Najee still went up and got it. Look how high up he gets. Great extension.
Yeah, not only does he block shots, but obviously a guy that size is going to alter shots as well.
Well, he does it without falling too. He does a great job at just using his arms. And he doesn't force anything on offense too. He plays with a great pace. He's unselfish. If he gets doubled, he'll find a teammate too.
Deering up and in. He's had a big game offensively, hasn't he?
He really has. And you look at his average is right around 10. That gives him 19, so he's almost doubled that. And that's really about the difference in this game.
Wide open look for Camden Heidi, but he can't get it to drop. Rebound for Hopkins.
And Najee didn't even go out to contest, almost baiting him into shooting that.
There's 4 threes so far for Wayzata. They have been able to finish a lot at the rim, but the threes that they have put up, their percentage has not been great tonight. Trojans rebound the Najee missed 3, and Benninger gets fouled.
And you kind of starting to feel the energy, too, of the home crowd dissipating a little bit. Wayzata's got to get a little run going here. And they do it better than anyone when they can make that perimeter shot. If they can get a 3 to foul and they get their energy going, that's when they play with a ton of confidence.
And a block by Stafford on Benninger's shot from the corner.
And you're starting to see the length of Hopkins wear down Wayzata a little bit, or bothering him a little bit.
Eight minutes to go. Williams 3 off the mark. Stafford rebounds. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way here. Najee puts it on the deck and explodes to the basket for the dunk.
That was one shot fake from the 3-point line, one dribble, and he pounded it. Beautiful.
Camden Heidi, a floater up and in, and a timeout for Wayzata.
Heidi for 2. Timeout Wayzata at 30 seconds. Timeout.
They have limited Camden Heidi tonight. He averages 13, just 5 tonight. That's his first basket in the second half.
Yep. I think our toughest question is which of Zeke Najee's dunks have been most impressive.
This one was pretty good.
I think what makes that one good is that he did it from the perimeter too, and he shows his explosiveness off the dribble. I mean, the first one was more reminiscent of you. The last 2 were kind of more me.
Yeah.
You know.
How soon before your son Max over there?
You know, he's already talking about dunking. He can't wait to try to dunk. He can touch the rim on an 8-foot hoop. So I figure in about 3 years we'll be home.
And he's telling me at halftime you get a tournament here this weekend, right? Youth basketball.
Playing this floor this weekend. So, you know, the last time I was in this gym, John, and it was a section championship game against Burnsville, and I did have 47 in that game. So
nice.
Iversons do shoot well in the Wayzata gyms. You know, those dunks, you know, people say dunks are only 2 points, but I think they're deflating too, and especially when you're on the road, I think it can quiet a home crowd, and it can empower your team. So I think they're more than just 2 points.
There's Deering out to Walton. And Hopkins can afford to, not that they're going to work a ton of clock, but they can be patient on their possessions here. Look for good shots. Stafford gets a good one in the paint and scores.
Well, even a guy like Andy Stafford, who, you know, obviously is not one of the top scorers for this team, but that was a great move. And he's 6'4" and great length, goes hard, hits a little turnaround jumper, and you can't help on him because there's so much other talent on the floor. Incredibly hard to defend.
Whistle and a foul on Walton, his 3rd. That's a 7th team foul. Send Connor Hale to the line for a 1-and-1.
You know, if I'm Wayzata too, especially after a made free throw here, if you can get it, you say maybe try to pick up full court and pick up the pace and the pressure a little bit. See if you can get some time, some turnovers.
Walton finds Zimmer to Najee.
That is such great basketball. A high-low. Zeke Najee was being fronted. That was a heads-up play, too, by Dane Zimmer. He flashes high, and before he even catches it, he knows right where he's going with it. And a nice job by Najee keeping that ball up high, and he certainly knows how to finish.
Jacob Benninger with a 3.
I'll tell you what, the way that Wayzata is capable of shooting, John, 13 points in 6 minutes is certainly nothing that they can't do, but they need to hit shots like that.
And get some stops on defense. Deering to Stafford, traveled. No extra step before he put the shot up. Paulson and Camden Heidi back in for Wayzata. And Raekwon Valentin, number 13, in for Hopkins, replacing Deering. Under 6 minutes to play. Hopkins' biggest lead, 16. Oh, Camden Heide on a great feed from Cody Williams for 2.
And again, that dunk can do a lot more than just score 2 points. Hopkins goes into a zone, excellent set play. Great pass by Williams, and Heide goes up and throws it down.
Turnaround in the paint, 2 for Stafford. It's got a couple of big baskets late.
Very similar baskets too, going hard right, spin back to his left, and he's 6'4". He's got excellent length, able to knock down that shot.
Verdemuth handing off. Williams will put up a 3 with Stafford flying out and unable to knock it down.
And Benega with 1. We got the alley-oop, and there Williams hits it, so it's contagious. And they need to parlay that with a couple of stops here on this side of the floor.
10-point game with 5 minutes to go.
Hustle.
Loss. Williams ahead to Paulson. It's an 8-point game.
What hustle by Cody Williams. He dove over the body and able to get that steal without picking up a foul. That was remarkable.
Walton, some pressure on him, and he gets fouled from behind. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. That's the 9th team foul on Wayzata.
Look at that. He goes in over. That's just a beautiful play. And a nice finish by Paulson, too. And again, for me, in my opinion, John, it all starts when they hit that three-pointer. Benega hit that 3. They got some momentum. Got that big alley-oop and some nice plays here to cut it back down to 8.
Walton hits the first one, so he earns the bonus. Made both of his foul shots tonight. 87% free throw shooter in the season, so you don't want to foul number 12.
Yep.
Second one good.
Well, that's what great players do. Great players make you pay. When you foul them, they get free throws. And I always tell everyone, free throws are free points. You got to be able to knock them down. And he's certainly been able to do that.
Hesitation. Keaton Heide goes strong to the basket. Can't get it to go off the glass. Najee can't control it. And then we get a whistle on the foul on Wayzata.
Well, Najee didn't get that block, but I can tell you that he certainly altered that Heide layup there. You see how high Heide had to put that ball up. And Coach Schnettler, not a big fan of that call. Yeah.
Najee to the line. It's the 10th team foul. Boy, it wasn't much contact they call on Benega. At the other end, Hopkins is now with a double bonus. Najee able to make the first free throw.
Well, and that's big here for the last 4 minutes, 22 seconds. You know, up 12 for Hopkins. Wayzata's going to have to foul and already being in that double bonus.
32 points now for Zeke Najee. It's a 12-point game. 3 ball from Camden Heide rattles in.
On the way they're shooting it, they're 3 shots away from tying this game up. So they got to play right now without fouling.
Blocking foul on Camden Heide, who's almost forced Deering into an over and back, and is hoping that would be the call. Instead, he gets whistled for the foul.
I like what Wayzata's doing, though. They're trapping that ball and almost got the turnover. Great ball movement, dribble handoffs, and it leads to the freshman knocking down the big 3. And after starting kind of slow, he's into double figures now with 10 points. Good balance for Wayzata tonight.
And if you're Hopkins, you keep knocking down these free throws, you're going to be okay in the end.
You got to be strong with the ball, and you got a ball fake, right? You know, teams when they're losing, they're going for steals. They're going to be over aggressive. You just got to be able to take care of the basketball and make free throws.
1 out of 2, but Zimmer rebounds. Out to Walton. His 3 is in.
Those are killers. John, offensive rebounds, quick kick out. And Walton knocks down the big 3.
It's a 4-point possession. Now the lead up to 13. Benega can't go up against Zimmer. Goes back out. Keaton Heide missing. from the perimeter, and it's back into Hopkins' hands. Zimmer back to the trailer. Walton trying to lob it down for Najee. Good defense by Keaton Heidi to knock the ball away.
Yeah, he worked hard there to get around in front.
Paulson, great finish, or excuse me, Benega finishing at the basket. He's got 21 points. Lost ball by Hopkins, and it ends up in the hands of Wayzata. Benega pulls up three, not good. Najee corrals the loose ball. He'll dribble it up himself. Off for Zimmer, trying to finish. Najee fouls it up with another dunk.
We got dunk number 5 tonight, a nice tip dunk.
Five or six, yeah. Three-pointer for Camden Heidi, not good. Rebounded by Walton. And now it's a 13-point game, Ryan. We're down to 2.5 minutes to go. Stafford to Najee. Wide open down low. Deering for two.
Way to move the ball. Nice fake, too, by Deering. That's the old Top Gun move. You hit the brakes, defender flies right by, you get the easy layup. And he's got 22. He's had a really, really nice game tonight.
Williams' jumper won't go. Najee rebounds. Deering out to Najee, down to a minute and 50 seconds to play. Walton to the basket, up and in for two more.
He's just got great length and strength too, doesn't he, John? He gets that defender on his hip, and if he gets a step on you with his length, he's going to be able to finish it.
Heidi, nice play to Paulson. Very unselfish play by Keaton Heidi. Gets it to Paulson coming down the lane. And
throw ahead and a missed layup that time by Zimmer. And look at the Zeke Najee. He's going to have those calluses on his hands. You know, when we were growing up playing on those low hoops, you'd have those calluses. With all the dunking he's done tonight.
Well, Hopkins not close to their 22nd win of the season, and 34 to go.
And I feel like, too, I saw them earlier in the year. I feel like they're starting to peak as well. We always talk about, too, you want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the year. And coming on the road, you know, this is always a difficult place to play. Wayzata capable of beating anyone in this building with the energy here. And for Wayzata to come in and respond the way they have, and really a complete team effort, too.
Yeah, Hopkins has played well from start to finish. Wayzata got to within 2 points, almost tied it, and Hopkins.
That might have been the play of the game.
Yeah.
You know, if you remember, I believe it was Camden Heidi right down here for a layup, missed it, and then went down the other way for a three-point play. And that 5-point swing, you know, and really Hopkins has never looked back since that play.
Zimmer, as they break the press into the hands of Walton. Awkward shot, but he gets it to go. Kerwin Walton now with 16 points. Eddie Benega back to Jacob, back to Eddie. To the basket, missed on the shot, and rebounded by Walton. Steps through the traffic and back into the hands of Deering with a minute to play. Najee, 45 seconds to go into the hands of Deering, back out.
You know, another thing, too, in a situation like this, when you got Zeke Najee and even Dane Zimmer to an extent, when you're in trouble, you can throw it up, and you trust that your teammate's going to be the one that is going to be able to go up and catch it at its highest point. It's kind of a nice bailout to have, too.
Wildermuth back for Williams. Back to Wildermuth for two. Timeout was, or just they want to get substitutions in. Carter Bierke in.
Number 35 on the board,
Salome Bonini. He's a senior. They wanted to get him in on senior night here.
Awesome. Great for him.
Number 35 for, there he is, for the Trojans. Final 15 seconds of this one. The Hopkins Royals, for the second time in 3 weeks, will have defeated the Wayzata Trojans. And a great win for Hopkins. With a game to go for them in the Lake Conference, they are now 6-1 and closing in on yet another Lake Conference championship.
Yeah, and I just thought start to finish tonight, they imposed their will. And they did a nice job. You know, they gave up some dribble drive there for segments in the first half. Second half, I thought defensively they really tightened it up. It was a fun, full, complete game, and we got to see the greatness of Zeke Naji as well.
We'll take a quick timeout. Our post-game coming up. It's Hopkins winning over Wayzata 84-69, the final. More basketball from Wayzata High School on CCX after this.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Number 1 Hopkins wins it over Wayzata 84-69. Let's go down to Ryan Iverson.
Go tonight, really complete game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, our goal was to stop their false motion. I mean, they like to move it around, lull you to sleep, and then once you fall asleep, they like to take advantage of that. So I think that our goal was to not let them get that reversal and just try to keep out of the lane.
One of the things I love about watching you play, the dunks are great and blah, blah, blah. But I think how you play the high-low with Zimmer in there is beautiful. You guys work a lot on that during practice?
Oh, yeah, almost every day. You know, sometimes before practice, 30 minutes every day, we split off bigs and guards, and we go work on that like every day. And so, I mean, it's kind of starting to become like second nature.
Yeah. Defensively, they're a tough team to guard. They do a lot of drive and kick, back doors. I thought first half they got some dribble drive penetration. Second half, you got a couple blocks, and I thought that kind of kept them away from getting there. Is that what you thought the difference was?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, we want to overplay those passes. I mean, and we have to expect the back door, so our help's got to come over. And that was part of my fault in the first half. But then once we started coming over there, that started to definitely make them second guess themselves.
You guys, we always talk you want to be playing the best basketball going into the playoffs. I think you guys are playing some really high-level basketball right now. What do you guys have to do to keep this run going and potentially get a state championship?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to keep our defensive intensity up. I think that sometimes when we start to not play hard, I mean, that starts to bite us in the butt. But I think that if we come out and we play hard and we play like this our last game every single time, take it one possession at a time, we have a great chance of winning.
If Zeke Naji, the defender, was guarding Zeke Naji, the offensive player, who wins that matchup?
I know it's going to be a tough one because both of them don't want to lose. But I don't know, I'll probably give it to the defender. I mean, I take a little more pride in defense and stopping people.
And tonight, obviously, a lot of a big crowd. The dunks were fantastic. Which one was your favorite one?
Probably the one in the corner, yeah. Well, I got a pump fake.
Shot fake, yeah.
Yeah, and I drove. I jammed it home.
I like that, too. Well, congratulations on an awesome game. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, John.
Very much. Zeke Naji in the taking some time with us here in the post game, and boy, he's got a great college future ahead of him, doesn't he? He's got some unfinished business here at Hopkins as they have one regular season game left next Friday against Eden Prairie, and then into the postseason as undoubtedly the number 1 seed in Section 6-4A. That will do it for our coverage tonight from Wayzata High School. Hope you've enjoyed our basketball doubleheader. The sweep for Hopkins, our final in the boys game, 84-69 Royals. For Ryan Iverson and everyone here on our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in to CCX Sports.